Noel Gallagher always loved the Beatles, and the compliment was returned when George Martin, the Fab Four's producer, described Gallagher as the best songwriter of his generation. And in sales and acclaim, Oasis became the Beatles of the 1990s. Their album Be Here Now was the fastest-selling British album of all time. Noel was always in the headlines, beating Blur, meeting Blair. Oasis split up in 2009 after violent disagreements between Noel and his brother Liam, the band's singer. The senior sibling has begun a solo career with an album and tour under the name Noel Gallagher's High Flying Birds.
In a lot of what's written or said about you now, people say post-Oasis or ex-Oasis. Is that how you see it? Do you see it as leading towards that and away from it?
I wouldn't like to be not moving away from Oasis, no. It was so brilliant and so big and meant so much to so many people that to suddenly just say, well, that was then and this is now, would be a bit rude, I think. You know, I still play some of those songs because they're my songs and I wrote them, you know. And I enjoyed my time in Oasis right up until 15 minutes before I walked out of the dressing room and never went back. I thought it was great, and I still think it's great. And I think what we did, from being just a load of lads on a council estate with some second-hand guitars, was incredible. The fact that we stayed together so long was a miracle, and I think, you know, I think the records stand up, and I think, you know, I meet people on a regular basis that, you know, go on about Oasis, and it's a big part of people's lives, and I'm proud of that. You know.
And when you perform Oasis songs now as a solo performer, are you? I suppose they are yours because you wrote them, but are you making them yours even more?
Yeah. Well, I guess because I'm a completely different singer than Liam is. Do you know what I mean? And when I'm singing those songs, I know what those words mean to me, and I can deliver them. I wouldn't say better, but I can deliver them in the way that they were written. So I know what Wonderwall is about. Even if it's about nothing, I know what kind of nothing it's about, you know.
I don't know how. Said maybe you're gonna be the one that saves me. And after all, you're my Wonderwall.
Would Liam discuss meanings with you?
No.
He just did them?
No, we didn't discuss meaning. No, not once. Not who's this about or what's it about. It wasn't that kind of band. You know, it wasn't art school or anything or what, you know, what are you trying to say here, man? You know, it was nothing like that. It was these are the words, and we would generally, you know, just sing it, you know, and then the arguments would start of him saying, well, I'm going to sing it like this, and I'd be like, yeah, but it goes like that. And he'd say, well, I'm going to sing it like this, and I'd be like, but it goes like that. That's what it goes like. And we'd get to a place where it was acceptable, but he never asked what it was about.
Do you find it easy to write songs?
I find it easy to write the melody and the music. That's in me. I don't know where that comes from. It's easy. I was doing that this morning. The words, trying to hang the words around the melody, I find quite difficult. And I used to struggle with it. I used to get really, not down about it, but I used to get quite frustrated about it. And now I just don't chase it anymore. If it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, it doesn't. You know, I'm not in any great particular rush to write another record. I'm just kind of, if I didn't write another song from today onwards, I would look back and think, I smashed it, yeah.
But you don't read or write music?
No, I couldn't read music.
Yeah.
No, I couldn't write music. I don't know anybody that does.
But how do you, so when you're writing a song, I mean, how do you put it to, and what's the process?
I just play the guitar, and I might be playing a set of chords for 3 months, and I will just be fascinated by the chords, and nothing will happen. And then one day, if I persevere with it enough, a melody will arrive, and then the lyrics will evolve, and then to get a band to play it, I come from the school of music, or we all did in Oasis, where you just say, right, it goes like this, you know. I don't know. I know the chord E. I know quite a few chords, the major chords now and the minor chords. But when you get into suspended, augmented things and all that, I find that I don't know what they all are. But yeah, it was more of the punk ethic. It's like, it goes like this, just play along, copy it.
And psychologically, being a solo performer now and being on stage on your own, is that an easy adjustment?
It's easier than I thought it was going to be. I really thought I'd be a grumpy old man about it. And I'd just be, I'll just play these songs, and if they like them, they like them, and if they don't, bugger them. You know what I mean? But I kind of feel strangely relaxed about it, because I know I'm in control of it. So if I mess up, I'm only letting myself down. Whereas when you're in Oasis, if anybody messed up, you're kind of letting everybody else down. And I'm enjoying it.
When Robbie Williams went solo, he just became Robbie Williams, whereas you've done something kind of in the middle. You've become Noel Gallagher's High-Flying Birds, which sounds like a band but isn't. Really.
Yeah.
Why did you not just become Noel Gallagher?
I didn't think it was showbiz enough. I thought it was, it's hardly Ziggy Stardust,
But then Robbie Williams isn't, is it? I mean...
Well, no, it's not. No, it's not. But I didn't see my name in lights, I was passing Shepherd's Bush Empire one night, and someone was on there, and I seen some, and I was thinking, I just don't see it. And about a few months later, Peter Green's Fleetwood Mac was on the radio, and I thought, what if I was called Noel Gallagher something? And then a few weeks after that, it was, I was listening to Jefferson Airplane's first album, and there was a track on it called High Flying Bird. There you go.
And it's movable as a. I mean, it's whoever you play with at any time.
I mean, if I ever get, I don't envisage having a stable lineup. But if I ever do, I might drop the Noel Gallagher and be the High Flying Birds. It's kind of a cop out, really. I can be one or the other. Do you know what I mean? So, still got my name on it, So people know it's me. But I see it as a fluid, changing lineup.
This is your brother Paul writing about you as a child in Manchester in the 1970s. Noel was a likeable if quietish kid, friendly to the last,
That's nice,
but
isn't it?
prone to bouts of moodiness, a trait he's carried on through to adulthood. Do you recognise that?
It's nice to know that one's likeable. Yeah, a likeable chap. People do say I'm moody. Yeah, I don't know where that... I do frown a lot. I don't like smiling. I don't know why. I've not got a nice smile. I don't know. I can be moody, yeah. I put it down to being a Gemini.
The account goes on. He used to love his Action Man, taking it everywhere with him when he was younger, like some sort of security blanket. He was very military-minded between the ages of 3 and 7, with loads of toy soldiers and tanks.
I do have an unhealthy obsession with the Second World War, I've got to say. And that Action Man was a bloody good friend to me in the 70s. He had movable eyes. He was a great guy. I wonder where he is. I think he ended up in rehab.
And this was your mother in the same book about you, a bit of a daydreamer and a right storyteller.
Yes, thanks, ma'am. Yeah.
Does that sound pretty much right?
Absolutely, yeah. My favourite thing in the world, apart from my wife and children and cat and all that, my favourite pastime is staring out the window. When I get on tour, I can spend hours and hours just staring out the window, just thinking of nothing. I love all that. And a storyteller, yeah, well, here we are.
Well, I mean, the example she gave was that apparently for 3 weeks you went out to school every morning with your satchel, came home in the evening, gave her quite a detailed account of the day you'd had and even what you'd had for dinner.
Yeah.
And then she got a phone call from the school saying you hadn't been in school for 3 weeks.
Yeah. I had other things going on. I was busy. I was busy trying to put a militia together and take over the next...
Invade Liverpool.
Take over the next street. Yeah, but school, I found, once you can read and write, really, do you need to learn French?
What, but you just didn't like school?
I didn't really think... I liked drawing, I liked art, and everybody likes PE and football and all that. And French? What's all that about? I don't need to learn French. And I was in. See what happened when I joined my secondary school. For some reason, they put me in the top classes by accident. So I was in there for the first until there was like a holiday, and someone said, "Hang on a minute. He's not supposed to be in here." And there was another Gallagher, I think his name was David Gallagher, and he was kind of with all the oiks. I don't think he's ever recovered. Probably a nervous breakdown or something. So then when I got down, I was like, "Oh, this is my kind of people here. This mob sat at the back," and I was just too interested in other things, And it was very easy not to go to school. Magic mushrooms. There's a lot of them knocking about. Somebody needs to pick them.
So when you were playing truant, you were just out on the streets all day, were you?
All round at people's houses whose mum and dads were at work. It wasn't just me, like some hobo, kind of dragging a satchel round, dreaming of military manoeuvres. There was quite a few. There used to be a few of us. You know what I mean? It was a social thing. Everybody did it, and there was a few of us. Strangely enough, we were all obsessed about music, and we used to go and listen to records at people's houses and stuff like that. But I went to a massive, secondary school, and it was Catholic, and I felt sorry for my mum because she was a dinner lady, so I'd have to kind of come in for dinner and pretend everything was all right, and then I'd leave again immediately after dinner. So I was getting well fed and stuff.
So
like
you just went in for meals?
Yeah.
Didn't you?
So she'd seen me, you see, and she was none the wiser. And it became quite an art form is to get in without being seen by the teachers, and then get out again. I enjoyed that. I enjoyed that side of it. It was all good. It was all good, clean fun.
Did she get angry with you, your mum?
Oh yeah, she went berserk. Yeah, she went mental. Yeah, I mean, like I would with my children. If you found out that they weren't going to school, you'd think, well, what are you doing? Do you know what I mean? I wouldn't be surprised if it was the lies or the fact that she was conned and made a fool out of, which was what angered her more than anything. Yeah, that's probably it more than anything. But I was destined never to need French or metalwork. I'm sorry, but where we came from, you were working on the buildings and that was it, You're not going to be a French metalworker, are you?
And then you were thrown out of school for a quite minor crime.
On the last day I was expelled, as I remember it. Which I found quite petty, do you know what I mean? Leaving at 2.
Well, there's no point, yeah.
What's the point? The teacher, they didn't really like me that much. They didn't hate me, but I was always getting the strap. Always, forever, ever in the headmaster's office getting the strap. Anything that ever went wrong in that school was somehow connected to me somewhere down the line. I'm not saying I was wrongly accused of anything. It was usually connected to me somewhere down the line. But I was forever doing this. Yeah, and I think, I don't know, some flower got thrown at a teacher.
A flower bomb, yeah.
And, of course...
Did you throw it?
I'm not sure whether I did, and I'm not just saying this because my lawyer's not present. I'm not sure whether I did, but I was definitely there laughing my bollocks off when it happened. But I also thought that was a bit petty. I didn't even get a leaving certificate. Rubbish.